It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the only Survivor podcast. My name is Jake Chanel. Each week I ask my best friend, Thomas Powell, if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how you doing today?
Jake, I'm doing great on this Marquesas Monday, and it's a special Marquesas Monday.
Yes.
Because it is also President's Day.
A Palau President's Day, you might say.
Palau President's Day, yes. So, Jake, let me ask you, what president are you celebrating today?
Wow, there's so many good options. And I am going to have to go, he's been my favorite ever since high school, even longer, to be honest. He's a little man called, a big man, speaking softly, carrying a big stick. It is Mr. Teddy Roosevelt.
All right. Okay, so you went with the epic president.
Well, he is the most epic, and he does
pretty
love
Reddit of
the
you,
most.
I think is what I would
Thank
say.
you. It's my home.
Yeah.
Who's yours?
It's similar to your usual Reddit performance. I would say low effort. So, but thank you for your submission. I will be celebrating Martin Van Buren.
Why?
I believe did not have. He was raised speaking German because I think he was in like a.
Sounds like a commie.
Yeah. Well, yes, of course. That country famous for that. And not anything else. And he had a great nickname. He's the Little Magician, which is a terrific nickname. And he helped define how modern political parties work.
And that's good.
Thank you for that. It works great.
Was it our friend George W. Bush, the dog painter, who introduced the unlimited money in campaign? What's it called?
No, that was a Supreme Court ruling.
But it was okay. But it was during his time.
So, what?
Was that during his time?
I believe the Supreme Court ruling was during the Obama administration. Citizens United was.
Citizens United. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, but I mean, George W. Bush did nominate two of the justices that made that ruling. One of whom was a Chief Justice. So,
actually,
not entirely escaping culpability there.
You know who I'm actually gonna celebrate on this President's Day, on this Palau President's Day?
Who's that?
I'm with her. I'm going to Pokemon Go to the end of the earth for her. It is Miss Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Yeah.
Because she actually did receive more votes. So we would be in a really good place and like the best country in the world if she had been president. Do you think they're going to do it again? Do you think she's going to run for the Democrats and Joe Biden will run for the Republicans next time?
Maybe. I just can't, so have you been following the ongoing, divorced guy meltdown that Kanye's been having? I feel
of course.
Kind of has.
It's impossible not to follow it.
I think it's more sad than anything, but, I did think it was really funny when he referred to Pete Davidson as Hillary Clinton's boyfriend.
You know what? As much as I have been following
Gotta give him that one.
Gotta ask, why did he say that? I missed that
I
one.
believe Pete Davidson has or had a tattoo of Hillary Clinton.
Cool. That's like a really cool thing to do. Pete Davidson,
Yeah.
Cool guy. Get him on Survivor.
Yeah, very cool guy, and also somehow winning this feud by just never saying anything.
Yeah, that's the way to win a feud is don't engage.
Just don't engage. It's the best way to not lose.
Don't engage, unlike Kim and Kanye were. Right?
Ho ho.
So, she's been married twice now, is that right?
Who is she? Oh, she's married to Chris Humphries for 2 days. Yeah.
But Chris was with a K, right?
Yep. Man, I haven't thought about him in a long time because he hasn't been a pro basketball player in almost 10 years, I think.
Well, he was a professional Kardashian before that, and I know that's not actually true, but it's why he became famous.
He went to the University of Minnesota.
Okay. What do you think is the deal with them only allowing people with K in their nickname into their family? And I'm speaking specifically
Pete Davidson's going to have a pretty tough time.
He's never going to marry this girl.
Maybe that's why Chloe and Tristan Thompson didn't work out.
Oh, my God, yeah. Man, R.I.P. that relationship.
Yeah.
I guess. Every time I see Khloe Kardashian...
You gotta let a guy cheat on you 400 times. You gotta keep giving him chances.
I'm always surprised whenever I see Khloe Kardashian. I always say, "Is that Khloe Kardashian?" And
She looks different every time that you see her.
Yeah.
Khloe Kardashian is more of an idea than a person at this point.
Khloe Kardashian is kind of a vibe, to be honest.
She transcends humanity.
Who's your favorite Kardashian? And you can't say Pete Davidson because you know he'll never be in the family. Which one is your favorite girl boss billionaire?
I'm just gonna say, Kendall Jenner's dating Devin Booker, so that's good enough for me.
Cool. Mine is the classic Kim K, as they call her. It's Kim Kardashian, Kanye's ex-wife. How long did that relationship last?
Longer than you think, because you remember the Bound 2 video? That was like 2014.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So they were together for, I think, like 6 or 7 years.
Okay. It's longer than any relationship I've ever been in, so I can't speak.
So who are you to judge, huh?
You know what? That's a good point. Kim Kardashian born October 29, 1980. Did you know that? She's 41 years old. Wow. Huh. She was a Republican up until 2016, but now she's a Democrat, so...
Oh, well, okay. Just like Martin Van Buren.
Sure, yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's President's Day.
Yeah, that was the president I was celebrating.
7 years, Kim and Kanye. Speaking of presidents, Thomas, it is...
I said 6 or 7 years. You didn't need to correct me. I was right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Didn't like your tone there.
Okay. Well, I was just trying to move on, but now we've got to address this before I can move on to the intro. Yeah, you're correct. It was 7 years. I was trying to do the math. That's why my tone was off, and it was difficult.
That's a problem there.
I said 2014 to 2021. Is that 6 or 7 years? I don't know. It's 7, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because 7 times 3, and this is a free sample of just arithmetic, 21.
Yeah, I was gonna try and make you determine it based on the months, whether it was a full year or not. But that's too much free math. We can't be doing that. We can't be setting that precedent.
Yeah, that also would require me to go to multiple Wikipedia articles, which is not going to happen.
Jake has promised he will never do.
You can subscribe to our newest Patreon show, Justpedia.
Justpedia.
Where I go to multiple Wikipedia pages. Usually, if I have to do research on more than one Wikipedia article for any one of our great segments on this show, it's just like a no. I'm just like, scrap this segment. I don't want to do it. It's too hard.
Jake will go look at a musician, but he won't go to their discography page.
Exactly.
That's a step too far.
If it's it's like Foo Fighters discography and it's a separate page, I don't need all that. That's too much reading.
Yeah, they made too much music. That's not my problem.
Yes, do it like the Beatles. Do like 4 to 6 albums over the course of 10 years and be out like the Jonas Brothers.
The Beatles made like 300 albums. What are you talking about?
But only like real.
They made like 2 albums a year, especially during like the Beatlemania period.
Okay, I don't know. I wasn't there, old man.
Well, you just said they made 4 to 6 albums and left.
The White Album.
You are on thin ice today.
Name some more. The Sgt. Pepper's and Lonely Hearts Club Band.
With the Beatles. Beatles for Sale. Help.
I'm asking you for help.
Yeah. Okay, we can do another really good
bit.
Another really good bit here.
I will say this. I feel like we are in a very good bit of Survivor history at this point. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Thomas, did you watch Survivor Palau last night?
Yes, I did.
And what a perfect transition that was.
Yeah, it only took us 9 minutes to get there.
This episode...
This is normal, smooth intro.
It's the only way to do it. The episode we watched this week was called We'll Make You Pay. And that's what we say at the end of every episode when we beg our listeners to subscribe to our Patreon shows.
Yeah. If you want this content, we will make you pay.
You want this show to be good? Give us money. And nobody has yet, so...
Yeah. You get what you pay for, okay? Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. What do you think of this episode title, We'll Make You Pay?
Pretty good. Did anyone actually say that? Because I thought Tom said that they were going to pay Greg back.
I don't remember. I feel like somebody did, but I don't remember who
I remember
it was.
that specifically because that was like one of my favorite lines anyone has ever said in Survivor.
Really?
I really like that. I thought that was a great comeback.
Mine is probably Sandra's when she was yelling at Johnny Fairplay when she ran out of the tent at him and said, "I can get loud too. What the fuck?"
Yep.
That's just a great one. It's great. Man, there's... You know what's a pretty bad one on the opposite end of the spectrum? Anytime Ben Driebergen said Ben Bomb or Jeff Probst said Ben Bomb.
Yeah, bad. Don't like that.
We'll make you pay, though.
Put that in the Chaos Cast realm.
Chaos Cast is a little much, yeah. Because she honestly was not that chaotic. She was pretty sure of herself. You know, people just didn't like her and did like alliteration. And I can't blame them.
I'm sure production encouraged her once she started doing that to keep doing it too. I know Jeff liked to talk about it too.
Well, it's a big move, and Jeff loves big moves.
Jeff loves big moves.
This episode first aired before the Big Moves era in May 5th, 2005. 555. That was like the other day. It was 2/22/22. Yeah.
Like the movie theater phone, like the movie and TV phone numbers.
Yeah. That's fun. But this wasn't shot in Hollywood. This was shot in Palau. How old have you been?
What? No way. I thought this was Survivor Hollywood. Survivor Hollyweird. They got to go on an audition for their elimination challenge. I always call it that. It's an immunity challenge. I don't know why I do that.
What did you call it?
I called it an elimination. Maybe I was thinking of most extreme elimination challenge.
I feel like most extreme elimination challenge is kind of having a resurgence recently. I'm seeing a lot of references to it
Only
recently.
90s kids remember.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
It was a good show.
I've never seen like the original show that it takes the footage from, and I don't know what that's like. If it's the same kind of thing or...
I mean, it is. It's just they don't have like pithy English commentary over it.
They have pithy...
It's basically just Ninja Warrior.
Okay. My point is, I can't judge the original show, but most MXC, as we called it, great shit. I would watch that on Spike TV on Friday nights as a teenager.
Absolutely.
You know,
give me that. Give me the answers. Give them back.
Yeah. Bring back mid-2000s Spike TV.
The Man Show. We can see Jimmy Kimmel in blackface. Love it.
Do you think there's a Spike TV TikTok channel?
I am thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking very hard about it. I'm gonna say no.
I would look it up right now, but I don't want to pull my phone up because it is in my pocket, and that just feels like a lot of effort. 555, Thomas, how old would you have been?
Jake, I would have been 13 years old.
I would have been, how can you believe it? 14 years old. Wow.
Oh, wow, no way.
So cool and old and mature. 2/22/22, though, Thomas, how old would you have been? That was just the other day.
30.
I would have also been 30. And I'm still 30, you know? Still.
Wait, did you say that's tomorrow?
Okay, so maybe I don't know what the date is. Maybe I went to a party Friday night that's not actually happening until next Friday, okay? Maybe dates are confusing.
Like, man, March 1st, crazy.
Can you believe it's the first day of spring, my birthday? Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a good joke. Last week's episode received an unknown number of viewers, you may recall. How many viewers do you think this episode received?
Man, I'm going to say it received 19 million.
19 million. No, sir. It was actually 20.07 million viewers.
That jumped up like 2 million from the last time that we had one.
Well, we don't know about the viewers last week.
I guess that's true. We don't.
It could have been
no
one
way of
each
knowing
week.
what the progression. Maybe 300 million people watched it the week before.
At camp, Tom is relieved it was him. What does that mean? Tom relieved it was him. Probably Tom relieved it wasn't him.
No, you tell me what that means.
I don't know. Look, it's a Marquesas Monday morning. You know, I watched this episode several days ago. Karen is more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs because she is not in their alliance of five. That's also a great line from Tom.
Yeah, we had some interesting analogies that metaphors that people used in this. I'm sure we'll get to one of them later.
I've never heard that aphorism. Is it an aphorism?
Yeah, this would be an aphorism, wouldn't it? Yeah. No, I have absolutely. This is one of several that I have never heard.
Yeah, I love it though. I'm gonna be saying it all the time. A long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I'm Googling it now. And it's something called Wiktionary.org. Have you heard of this website?
I have not.
More elaborate form of nervous as a cat. Implication is that a cat is afraid of its long tail being caught under a rocker. Okay, well, thanks, Wiktionary. Similarly, extremely nervous. Thanks. Hey, this is a new segment called Jake Looks Up a phrase that somebody used. Pretty good. What do you think of that segment? You think it'll ever come back?
You never know. Maybe you should. I think if you want it to come back, you should have some music.
What music would be a good stinger for Jake Looks Up a website? Ooh, probably somebody doing a Squarespace ad.
What's like an internet? Is there a song about the internet?
Welcome to the Internet by Bo Burnham.
No.
Yes, that is a song though. I answered your question correctly. There's a song about the internet called Welcome to the Internet by Bro Burnham. I call him that because he's my brother.
Bro Bible Burnham.
Bro Bible's bro's best. I don't know. I don't remember what we're talking about, so let's just go to the reward challenge.
This is what you get when you get us well rested. Extra day, coming in, feeling refreshed,
Thank you
just
to
ready to fucking rip.
Thank you to all 45 of our presidents who made this day a special day for all of us.
Shout out to their families.
Shout out to all their families. They were all good people, and they led the greatest country in the world. And because of that, we get an extra day off once a year. Okay, here's my proposition. I'm going to run for president in 5 years. Ugh, it keeps getting closer and closer. The minimum age you can run for president. My one platform idea is every president gets a day honoring them, and every American gets the day off, but you still get paid for it, the same you would if you were working.
You get 46 holidays off a year. Honestly, that rules. I'm very in favor of that.
It's pretty European and
that's basically how you get a 4-day work week. Is you just have like every Monday or Friday be a president holiday, and then it's like, well, we can't.
Perfect. And then the weeks that aren't covered by one of the many presidents, it's just like 4th of July weekend or Halloween weekend or Christmas weekend, something that we would already have off.
Do you think that Halloween is a national holiday? It's very important to me.
Yeah, I absolutely think it is. And I think if it's not treated as such, it should be.
Jake has been fired from several jobs because he did not come in on Halloween when scheduled.
They call me up and they say, it's a holiday.
This is a no-call, no-show. Like, it's Halloween. No one's at work today.
It's only a no-show because I'm dressed as a ghost because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
And then they're like, sir, this is a Wendy's. And I have to take the ghost machine
and you're
off.
employed here.
They're like, you can't work the grill with a sheet over your head. It's a health hazard. It's a safety hazard. It's an OSHA violation.
Yeah, and you're like, I shouldn't even be at work today. No one's at work. It's Halloween.
Why are you here? Do you live here?
It's illegal for us to be working.
I simply came in to make myself a delicious Halloween morning breakfast on the industrial grill, and I was surprised to find my manager here. What are you doing here on a Halloween? That's my question. So now I work in corporate, and it's much better because they let me do whatever I want. That's my journey to stardom.
It's very inspiring.
Thank you.
I wish that we could get just you sitting cross-legged on like a hill talking to the Survivor producers about that. Like, it's been a really tough journey for me.
Yeah, it has. And on top of all of that, I had diabetes the whole time. And that's made my life very hard.
Oh, I would love to see the, like, sympathy Survivor montage for you. Just like, I've had to overcome some obstacles to get here.
Yeah.
I would love to be the first insert thing to win Survivor. First type 1 diabetic. Let's go.
Yeah. I like keel over a weekend because I haven't had enough food or insulin in my body. And like, oh yeah, this was actually a pretty bad idea.
Game of Survivor's tough, you know? It's like, we can't just give you preferential treatment. Everybody's trying to survive out here, so no insulin.
Jeff puts me on his back. It's like, only the strong survive.
If you want insulin, you have to win this reward challenge.
This is American Survivor.
Every reward challenge is insulin.
It is. It would be like.
You get one of those ones where people pick someone and they're like, "Oh, who do I want to pick?" And you're the only type 1 diabetic there. This is really tough.
Please. I only need like 30 to 80 units because I haven't had any in 3 days.
I'm really sorry. Well, I'll get you next time.
Melinda hasn't had any rewards all day.
She hasn't had any insulin yet. I don't think it's fair that Jake keeps getting the insulin. Just because he's gonna die.
The game is called Survivor.
Yeah. We're all... You know what? Jake keeps talking about how he's gonna die. Like, we're all risking our lives out here right now.
Yeah, we're all starving, okay? It's the game of Survivor. It's only 26 days now. Oh, man. I would love to watch a Survivor of all type 1 diabetics, and the reward is...
Just every single reward is insulin.
Every reward is a different diabetic supply. You start off with, like, a meter with, like, not enough test strips. And then eventually you get a pump once you get to the merge. And then you can get
the... There's like a Nick Jonas patch thing now, isn't there?
Yeah, CGM. I got one of those, baby.
You can get the Nick Jonas. When Nick Jonas comes on as a guest.
Oh, my God. Yes, he could be a reward.
Nick Jonas goes on as every single contestant's loved one. They all go in for a big group hug.
Your favorite Jonas brother! No way.
He's here!
And he just, like, takes a step down.
He's like me!
I would love to see him, like, hug his first loved one and then, like, run back into the jungle and then come out again in a new outfit.
Yeah! They edit it so they have him leave and then they act like he's coming out for the first time for every individual contestant.
What a good dude.
I was just so moved to see Jake and Nick, I think we've all missed not having Nick out here, so...
So at this reward challenge, it is Palau trivia. The winner gets to go on a yacht feast. Yep. Karen is the first one out, so sucks to be her. Tom goes after Jen to level the playing field. Ian takes out Tom. Oh, they like chop the thing down or whatever, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Katie takes out Ian. Greg then asks Jen for permission to take out Jen's, but he goes for Katie instead, and everyone's like, oh, look at Greg asking his woman's permission for stuff. Like a sissy.
Yeah.
You
know? His man cards have been revoked.
Mm-hmm.
What are they in his purse?
Yeah.
Oh, mid-2000s.
You can, this show is actually going to be spun off into a video-only podcast on Spike TV's TikTok network. And it's all going to be women jokes. Jokes for women, by women, but delivered by 2 white men.
That's right.
So thank you for sponsoring us, Spike TV. You're the modern day Uptime. Greg.
Yeah, I've always said that, and I'll continue to say it.
Greg wins the challenge. He brings Jen and Katie with him. I think that's great for them. Camp. They go to camp. And
you skipped. Oh, I'm sorry that you skipped over the my favorite part of the episode.
Oh.
Which was after Greg picks those two, he says to Tom and Ian, we'll pay you back, and Tom goes, oh no, we'll pay you back.
Oh yeah. We'll make you pay. What's the name? Yeah, maybe it was.
That's not what he said. That's not what he said, though.
That's not what he said. Maybe the person who typed out the title misheard him. That's my assumption. That's great. They then go back to camp, and Tom says, that's just icing on the cake. We didn't come here for icing. We came here for the cake.
Came here for the cake. God. Tom, on fire.
Tom's on fire. Every 3 he shoots results in the basket being on fire. NBA Jam?
Yes. He's on Boom Shakalaka.
Thank you. Ian says Greg, Jen, and Katie are running the game now. What do you think of that?
I thought Ian was making big moves this game.
Yeah, too early for big moves. This is pre-big moves era. Nobody had voted out their mom yet. At the reward, they get massages on the yacht, and then Greg's best friend shows up. And you know what? You know what Greg's best friend's name is? I love being groped
by my friend.
It's funny.
It's hilarious
funny.
Prank.
Thomas, if you did that for me, I would be like, ha ha ha, this is very funny. So
it's one of those things where it'd be like one thing if he just like spanked him or whatever, but it was so drawn out.
If he just spanked him? You think that would have been better than giving his
one
foot
time.
massage?
If he just if it's just like your friend or whatever, if you just like
what?
Like slapped him on the ass one time. I mean,
just
that's like a thing I've seen. That's like a thing I've seen happen between like two male guys. Like I'm not like it's not that abnormal.
Right, but okay, sure. If you're ever on Survivor and I am your loved one...
I'm not saying do it, but I'm saying, like, that is a thing that, like, that type of straight guy will do to each other. Be like, ho-ho, bro, butt pat. I don't, like, okay, what I'm saying is he went, like, way above that. Like, he was, like, there was a lot more grabbing. That.
He went at his feet.
Well, yeah, and then he smacked him on the ass.
Oh, did he smack him on the ass? I didn't notice that.
He did. Yes, he did do that.
I missed that part. I was like, what are you talking about?
Talking about the thing that happened that I fucking watched for the podcast that we do.
Okay, so I missed 1 second.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I just saw him rubbing his feet. And I was like, that's a nice friend thing to do.
Just rubbing on my homie's feet.
Just rubbing on my homie's feet. And then... it was like, great. I was taking the notes for the podcast we do. Something I've noticed you not doing.
Okay, you're not turning this around on me.
Too late. Here's my favorite thing about Greg's best friend. His name is also Greg.
Yeah, 2 Gregs. Let's go. Greg squared.
Like, what's better? What's better than 2 Gregs?
What's better than what Greg? 2 Gregs.
Jen's sister Kim shows up, and Katie's brother-in-law Stan shows up.
Okay, this is fucking weird, right?
Especially when Stan slapped Katie on the butt. I've seen brother-in-laws do that.
This was...
like, one time it's not weird.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm telling you to do it or that I do it. I'm just saying I've seen it, okay? Man, no, I thought it was really funny that she invited her brother-in-law on and not her sister. Like, how fucking mad would you be if you were her sister? And then 2, she was like, oh, it's my my wife, or I think she said it's my sister's husband. Like, it's just, it was one of those things where I was like, I assumed it was like her boyfriend or husband. And then it was like, or like maybe her brother. And then it was like, nope, brother-in-law. That is a weird person to choose.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I probably wouldn't invite my brother-in-law to be on Survivor with me.
My brother-in-law is a fan of Survivor, and I would invite my sister over him.
Yeah, I would invite your sister over my brother-in-law. Do you think that would be weird? Your best friend's sister you haven't seen in 10 years.
Yeah, I think that's maybe weirder.
Sure.
What? I know she likes Survivor.
I knew she's a fan and nobody else could come. All of my other friends died. And then I get so many sympathy votes. Ian and Tom are willing to go to rocks if they tie. And tell Karen to act dour and sour. It's another good line.
I love this strategy. I love the strategy of pretending like you know you're going home.
It's good. It works.
It works, yeah. Like, it's easy. You know exactly how to act, and people will fall for it.
Yeah. At the reward, Katie reveals her strategy is just to jump from decision maker to decision maker. Honestly, not a bad strategy.
No, not especially for her at this point, because she's got to be in a position where, you know, going to the final two, she has to go up against somebody she thinks she can beat, which I would maybe be Karen, I don't know. Or her or Jen, I think she could probably beat.
Mm-hmm. How good do you think her chances are to make the final two?
I would say pretty good, because I know that Tom and Ian both want to take her.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think she rightfully knows is not a winning play for her.
Yeah.
But her window's so narrow, though, that it's like, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if you just took the second place money.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go without insulin for a month for $100,000. I'm what you call American.
Yeah, that's. I mean, $100,000 can buy lots of insulin.
It's true. You can buy a month's worth.
Yeah, you can buy like 2 vials.
Greg recognizes how close Tom and Ian are. And then at the immunity challenge, they do pieces of previous challenges.
I loved this.
This is great.
This is so cool. Why do they not do this more?
This is such a good idea for a challenge at the end of the season.
And specifically, the elimination format of it is really cool.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense for this point in the game. So they run over a net, they solve a puzzle, they eat galoots, they string up a flagpole, and then they shoot guns.
The best thing... I was thinking about it, and I was like, obviously the thing that you most would want in this format is to win, but the second best thing that can happen is you immediately lose and you don't have to do any of the other challenges, because you end up in the same place as the person that finished in second.
Yeah. And you get to watch a fun challenge.
And you don't have to eat the gross duck eggs either.
Yeah. Ian wins. What a surprise. If it's not Tom, it's going to be Ian. If it's not Ian, it's going to be Tom. Like, that's it. This
is cool to watch.
Yeah.
I thought it was neat to see both of them kind of go through and dominate, and then Ian to pull ahead at the end.
Mm-hmm. It's really the story of father and son, and who's going to come out on top, Tom or Ian.
I mean, we know. I mean, this is the age-old lesson of never fight your dad.
Yeah. At camp, Tom says it's good he's a fireman, not a cop, because
he's a terrible shot.
He's a terrible shot. That's pretty funny.
He said it would be pretty dangerous for everybody if he was a cop.
And as we know, cops, not at all dangerous.
Well, that's why Tom is too responsible to be a cop.
We were playing categories here in the Cinn City last night with my parents, and one of the prompts was things in uniform, or people in uniform, and the letter was B, so I wrote bastards, ACAB, and my mom was like, what does ACAB mean? And I said, man, just Google it. I don't want to explain this right now. They did not give me the point because I would not explain ACAB, but it's fine because I took last place anyway. Also took last place a lot in Quiplash, the Jackbox game. My family doesn't think I'm funny, I'm realizing. So...
Well, you're used to people telling you that.
Yeah, I grew up on it. Thomas. Thanks. Thanks for the sympathy. Greg is happy he didn't get any mysterious looks, but Ian, Tom, and Karen are voting for him. Yep, Greg. Stupid. Greg and Jen consider switching their votes to Tom or Ian. Well, I guess Tom, because Ian won immunity. Ian tells Katie that they're going to force a tie, so she becomes the swing vote. Good stuff. Good stakes. Interesting. I have looked at the boot order of this season multiple times, while watching it, and I genuinely could not remember who would go at this point. So I was on the edge of my seat.
You're covering your eyes, but then like parting your fingers a little bit so you could see.
Who's it gonna be? That is how I watch it, because it's so scary. Do you want to discuss these wildlife shots?
I would love to.
Alive.
We've got a big pink jellyfish. We've got some fish. We've got a manta ray. We've got a snake. And we've got a rat. And we've got the long-snouted...
Survivor. Wouldn't be Survivor without snakes and rats.
Thank you, Sue Hawk. Long-snouted dolphin, also known as spinner dolphins. Tell me, what do you know about spinner dolphins, Thomas?
I know that they are the second smartest animals in the universe, behind mice. People are third. So long, thanks for all the fish.
That's a preview of next season of Survivor, Yep. It can be found offshore tropical waters around the world. They range from about 4 to 7.5 feet in length and weigh between 50 and 175 pounds. They are dark gray and light gray and a white underbelly. They'll eat fish and squid and shrimps. They live in loose social organizations, forming strong bonds with their mother and finding a new partner every couple of weeks. What do you think about that?
Dolphins are swingers. They're out there fucking.
Spinner dolphin, more like swinger dolphin.
That's right. Dolphins having key parties all over the place.
These guys are famous for their acrobatic displays in which they will rotate their bodies as they leap through the air. They can make between 2 to 5.5 spins in a single leap. Isn't that fun?
This is like, I just think it's a double standard, because when they do it, it's like cool and impressive, and people talk about how beautiful nature is, and when I do it, I get the cops called on me and removed from the building.
And the cops aren't even impressed.
Yeah, and they like don't even think it's cool that I can do 2 to 5 spins.
Yeah, 2 to 5.5 even. Maybe if you were doing that extra half, they'd be like, oh wow, very cool. I've never seen a dolphin do that.
Yeah, bullshit.
Well, tens of thousands of these guys were killed between the 1950s and 80s due to tuna fishing. When it comes to their level of extinction, the International Union for Conservation of Nature ranks this species as, what do you think, Thomas?
I'm going to say not endangered.
Least concern, which is the...
Wow, least concern. Yeah. They could, get out there and fish them if you want.
Well, I don't think the IUCN is encouraging that.
Yeah, they're like, no, get back out there, kill those dolphins. Run them over with your boats.
No, don't.
There's too many of them.
Don't do that. No, that's not what they said.
Could they? Yeah, we couldn't care less. That's what the name. It doesn't say least concern, it just says couldn't care less.
Yeah, do what you will. We don't give a shit. Greg.
You could shoot one in front of me and I wouldn't care.
At Tribal Council, Greg calls the reward a great experience. Jeff is unhappy with Karen's answer to his first question about being the first out in the challenge. Jeff just bummed out all the time. Or not bummed out, but mad at them, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't need him to get, like... weird. It's weird. There's like a weird energy to it.
I don't understand it. I gotta do more research into this season next episode so we can find out why Jeff was so mad. Why
is he so mad? It seems like he's like personally mad at them.
It's not.
It's like, well, calm down.
It's not like they had Randy on this season and a Sugar.
Yeah, nobody's even doing anything bad.
Like everybody seems pretty cool. Maybe he was just mad that there wasn't like more of a shakeup in the pre-merge. Like they just dominated and he found that boring.
Just someone who's very clearly sick of their job and irritable. Like you've worked with somebody who wants to quit very badly.
Oh yeah,
before. This is what that feels like.
I've been that person many a time. like when I worked in that Wendy's with the ghost outfit.
Yeah.
They're like, do you want to work here?
I feel like, yeah, if you're done at work, I feel like you're either super irritable or you're in like the like Ron Livingston in Office Space mode where you just don't care.
Absolutely. What are you going to do? Fire me? I quit. That's what I always say.
Yeah, it's like, fine. I'm fine with being fired.
So Karen got 2 votes. I thought Karen was going at this point because that's what I thought I had read. But Greg got 4 votes. So he's out of here. See, he wouldn't want to be... I'm surprised. Final 5. I'm surprised we're here already.
Yeah. Honestly, I kept forgetting that Greg was even playing. So... this doesn't really change much for me.
Playing with Jen's heart.
Yeah, that's
If
right.
he really loved her, he would have said no.
Yeah, he would have wiped that shit.
I won't go. Tom, you have to leave so I can stay with
What
my
if somebody
woman.
got married within the span of meeting somebody on... Like, they got married on the island.
They should really do that. They should...
After like 15 days.
That would be so good.
And Jeff officiated it.
He's a minister. That would be fantastic. I would love that. I think they should do a season of all single people who are intending to get married. And by the end, hey, maybe we got another Boston Rob and Amber.
Combo Survivor, are you the one?
This is the greatest idea you've ever come up with on this show, Thomas.
Yeah, pretty good, I think.
Are you the one is probably never coming back. And that makes me sad. But, you know, it was fun while it lasted. I mean, it was pretty chaotic and pretty bad, but I still had a good time.
Yeah. We're going to miss it.
Next week, we are watching Survivor Palau, episode 13. What do you think is going to happen, Thomas?
I think that Karen is probably getting voted off next. It's going to be her or Jen.
Her and then Jen.
Yeah, I think so.
And then KDE and Tom.
It might be the other way
final
around.
3. All right. Yeah, today's February 20, so we did 12. February 27, it's Palau 13. And March 6th, we're finishing Palau. March 13th is the season 42 premiere. That's how much progress this show made in 32 seasons. So we will do episode 13 next week and talk about it. And then the week after that, we'll make our 42 predictions. 42 predictions. 42 possible points. We should just do everything 42 themed.
Very exciting.
For next season. And then, hopefully, one of our scores will end with a 42. Anyway, Thomas, what's your Twitter?
You can follow me at Tom.
You can follow the show at DYWSLN. We will never discuss Are You the One ever again, unless it comes back. In which case, I will be blowing up that Twitter space. On Instagram, it's The Only Survivor Podcast. You can look it up there. On Patreon, you can find us at patreon.com/justpodcasts. And
Justpedia just added to the lineup.
Justpedia is, you know what? It's for the people, so it's
Oh,
going
you know what? I've got another good idea for one that can be like $70,000.
Okay, well, we got to put a price point on Justpedia before we get to the 70,000 one.
Okay, what is our current highest tier?
I believe Just Arithmetic is the highest one. Let me open this page. We've got, our lowest is $10 a month, and that's for our 4-star fans. Excuse me, I forgot. Just Arithmetic was our previous highest one. Our current highest one is $1 million a month, and that is Pope and Change with co-host Barack Obama.
Oh yeah, that's gotta that one needs to be the highest
Yeah.
for the purposes of paying Barack Obama.
And then what if on a special crossover episode we get the Pope to talk about Obama?
I'm gonna say what's the highest beneath the $1 million?
$160,000 a month.
Which one is that?
Just Arithmetic.
Oh, okay.
It's $40,000 a week, honestly.
Do we have a tier for $50,000 a month? Because maybe we'll just do that. Maybe this will be a bargain.
$50,000 a month is Did You Sleep Last Night? For $50,000 a month, we'll talk about our
Did You
dreams.
Sleep Last Night?
I don't know why. It's probably our best option for a show.
Okay, whatever. We'll price to be determined, but we're gonna make one called Just that is about the Radiohead song Just and only that Radiohead song.
The intro and outro will be Just by Radiohead.
Yeah, one episode we'll talk about like 10-second clips of the song, and then we'll talk about the music video one episode.
Yeah. We'll talk about different live performances featuring that song. That's the $70,000 one.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Justpedia is for the people, so it's going to be cheaper. I think we don't have anything at 40 right now, so
no, I don't think we do.
Justpedia will be $40,000 a month.
I can't believe Did You Sleep Last Night is $160,000.
Did You Sleep Last Night is $50,000.
Oh, 50. Excuse me. No. What was 160 again?
Just arithmetic.
Just arithmetic. I still can't believe Did You Sleep Last Night is $50,000. It's literally just asking.
Okay. Dream journals are expensive.
Oh, right. It's a dream podcast. For some reason, I thought that it was just us asking each other if we slept.
No, I ask you, did you sleep last night? I play 5 to 10 seconds of ethereal music, and then you say, yes, and I hit the craziest dream. And then we discuss our dreams.
It's not Did You Dream Last Night, it's Did You Sleep Last Night, because presumably there's like a version of this where it's like, oh, I didn't dream anything, and then it's over.
Yeah. But did you sleep last night? The answer is probably going to be less. Or yes.
I don't, maybe we're charging too little for this.
I mean, it's a good show. We got to get our money's worth. Okay, so that's a bunch of the shows that we have on Patreon and even some new ones that you can subscribe to. Let's thank everybody for listening to this fantastic show.
Oh, thank you, listeners.
Thank you very much to all of the listeners.
Typical tight, focused, economical Marquesas Monday recording.
Marquesas Monday morning, Palau President's Day. It's a great show. Best show, only show. This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
What the fuck are you doing?
What was that, Thomas? What did I just do?
I'm so mad that you read that.
I didn't read it. I said it from memory. What I have in my notes is Apple reviews. Thomas, tell me what people should write in their Apple reviews for this podcast. Apple Podcast reviews.
This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
Oh, that's great. And what about if they are Spotify listeners?
This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up. I hope to see this in my Spotify Wrapped. Or I believe it is. I look forward to seeing this in my Spotify Wrapped. But either's fine.
You have to rate all of that if you use Spotify.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why nobody's reviewed us on Spotify yet.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask.
All right. Well, until next week, our final week before we start our Season 42 predictions, I'll say this once again. From the down south, Cinn City, have a great summer.
Deuces.
We've come to replace your clocks. Old stubborn hands, we are the answer to why they never had a chance. It was not so long ago that the world was mostly slow. The age of iron, steam and speed turned a stroll to a stampede. But we've come to increase time in between ticks. And there's romance in the slow dances, 'cause they're fertile and hush, futile and haste. These are your nerves, this is how they taste. Well, I can't count how many times I've been outdone by nihilism. Join the mods that splits an open heart into a schism. I cower at the thought of other people's expectations, and yet still hand over mine to them.
Great stuff.
Yep. No notes. We did it again.
Tourism is sin, these are the ruins we left behind. You can't take pictures of them. If what they say is true. Then you become what you chew. If it decays, spit it out. Affectation is a drought that you wait through when you hate everything that you do. You wanna live outside the groove, then fine, but it's there like a flower blooming in your ears. Open up your mouth, pollinate your peers. Nothing reminds the mind of power like the cheap odor of plastic. Leaking fumes, we crave, consume the rush. It feels fantastic, like power turns to mold. Like a junkie going cold, I need the fix of a little tenderness.
Smarten up, Probst.